Welcome back to today's Explainer. We are jumping right into a truly wild historical crossover today. We're going to unpack a day of monumental architecture, mind-bending cosmic concepts, and vibrant human connection that really proves just how surprisingly interconnected our ancient world could be. Let's set the scene. It's a super clear, bright morning on November 28, 725 AD. A small group of Norsemen, Vikings, are about to start their final, epic day of exploration in the magnificent Mayan city of Chichen Itza, alongside their local guides Zaktun and Ixkan.
Just picture this for a second. The Viking Sven Loki is standing there, literally wiping the sweat off his face halfway up the city's central pyramid, and he says, "It's like climbing a mountain built by giants." I mean, imagine being thousands of miles away from the snowy fjords of home, just staring up at these impossibly steep, smooth-worn stone steps that seem to pierce right into the sky. It perfectly captures that raw, totally amazed perspective of an outsider encountering Mayan grandeur for the very first time.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Part 1, Scaling the Sacred Mountain.
That mountain Sven Loki was talking about, that's El Castillo, the majestic Temple of Kukulkan. Now keep the number 9 in mind here, because it is absolutely crucial. This massive structure features exactly 9 distinct, precision-angled tiers rising up against the blue sky. When the Vikings finally conquered those steep steps and reached the summit, they were rewarded with a panoramic view that literally took their breath away. The entire city sprawled below them. Plazas, the Great Ball Court, the observatory, and the deep jungle all around it. It really made them realize just how vast the world truly is.
Now, what's really interesting is what they found inside. In the cool, quiet dimness of the summit chamber sits the throne of the Jaguar. And we're not talking about some simple chair here. It's a powerfully sculpted, vivid red guardian. It's adorned with glowing jade spots, and its teeth are fashioned from actual shell. The eyes gleam with this predatory ancient wisdom that immediately commanded absolute respect from these seasoned Norse warriors.
You know, that respect really bridged a massive cultural divide. Just listen to the Viking leader Ragnar. He instinctively touches a jaguar mark carved on his own arm and says, "This beast, it holds a power we know well in the north, a hunter's spirit." The Mayan guide Zaktun explains that the jaguar is a sacred protector and a guide through the underworld. Right there in that dim room, the Norse warrior and the Mayan protector's spirit found a profound, silent, shared understanding of primal power.
Moving along to Part 2, Charting the Cosmic Clock.
Back down in the open plaza, guide Zaktun, who is clearly and rightfully super proud of this, shows them 2 intricately carved stone discs embedded in the ground, a sunstone and a moonstone. Here, he explains that Solkan, this is the sacred 260-day calendar, but it doesn't operate alone. It is fundamentally interwoven with other cycles to map out this grand cosmic tapestry of time, stretching way, way back into the mists of creation.
But wait, it gets better. Alongside that Solkan operates the Hob. This is their 365-day civil calendar. It tracks the sun god's path through the seasons, guiding practical things like planting and harvests. When you lock the 365-day Hob together with the 260-day Tzolk'in, you create an incredibly complex, vast, ancient clock. It's an all-encompassing system that charts not just the basic seasons, but the very rhythm of the universe.
So the crucial point here is this massive contrast in how they saw the world. On one hand, you've got Viking practical time. Really effective, sure, but tied completely to immediate seasons and the simple arc of the sun. On the flip side, you have Mayan cosmic time, these precise, interwoven cycles mapping the cosmos into distant futures. To the Norsemen, this level of temporal mapping was entirely alien and utterly astounding.
The Norsemen were basically mind-blown. Bjorn sums it up perfectly right here. He says, they chart the very breath of time, as if they hold the threads of fate in their hands. Ragnar, who is ever the pragmatist, immediately realizes that to understand such immense cycles is to hold serious power. It's essentially the ability to predict the movements of the gods themselves.
Let's see how this builds into our next segment. Part 3, Divine Messengers and Royalty.
As the group walks toward the imposing Temple of the Warriors, they bump into this incredibly enigmatic statue waiting at the base. It's called a Chak Mul. It's an impassive, reclining stone figure, head turned sharply to one side, holding a bowl directly on its stomach. Zaktun explains that this isn't just a piece of art, it's a functional divine messenger. It serves as a literal communication point between the priests and the divine realm, holding their offerings.
The tour then sweeps through the absolute heart of Mayan power, encompassing 3 sprawling structures. First up, the Palace of Aha Balam Kayil, this elegant testament to the administrative strength of Mayan nobles. Next, the Temple of the Warriors, which is fronted by hundreds of carved stone columns showing off martial prowess. And finally, the temples of the Jaguar, completely covered in fierce feline imagery. Together, it paints a picture of a society that deeply valued administration, martial strength, and the pervasive symbolism of the jungle.
Transitioning over to Part 4, the vibrant Mayan marketplace.
Walking into the afternoon market was a total sensory overload for the Norsemen. For sights, they were hit with absolute explosions of color, piles of red and green peppers, yellow fruits, stunning woven textiles. For tastes, they grabbed warm tortillas packed with seasoned meats and sweet plantains. I mean, just imagine a burly Viking warrior trying a spicy habanero pepper for the very first time. And the smells tying the whole shebang together? Thick scents of unfamiliar spices, roasted maize, and exotic flowers.
Right in the middle of all this beautiful chaos, two of the Norse women, Christina and Ranveig, are totally drawn to a renowned weaver named Chen, who is working nimbly at a backstrap loom. Christina is amazed by the colors and asks how they're made. Chen explains that the rich dyes come from the earth, plants, and even the blood of the cochineal beetle. She holds up a vibrant square showing a yellow bird, explaining that each thread tells a story, and this bird symbolizes freedom and wisdom. It's just a beautiful, quiet moment of connection, transcending language entirely.
Next up is Part 5, the Mesoamerican ballgame.
So over at the Great Ball Court, the team captain Chak Ek introduces this as the Dance of Our Ancestors, the game of life and death. Thankfully, this was just an exhibition game, so no final sacrifices today. But the physical mechanics of this game, absolutely insane. The players propelled this massive, heavy rubber ball through the air, and they can't use their hands. Instead, they use powerful thrusts from their hips, strikes from their knees, and deflections from their elbows, contorting their bodies to aim for high stone rings.
The Vikings are literally standing there, jaws on the floor, mesmerized by the sheer brutality and grace of it. Sven Loki blurts out, "Gods, they use their hips like weapons." Adolf Gustavus, looking at it through a strategic lens, deeply respects their discipline. To Ragnar, it isn't just a game, it's a massive display of strength, skill, and deep spiritual devotion.
Which brings us to our final segment, Part 6, a final shared feast.
Dusk is settling in, and this is their final night together in the city before the grand royal farewell tomorrow. Everyone gathers for this really warm, intimate dinner. The Mayan cooks have actually figured out what the Vikings like by now, so they prepare an incredible spread blending local delicacies with familiar staples. They talk over the towering pyramids, the mind-boggling calendar, the vibrant market. It's a beautiful reflection of deep bonds forged through shared, extraordinary experiences far from home.
So what does this all mean? As the embers fade on that incredible night, it leaves us with a provocative question. When two vastly different worlds collide, like the practical, seafaring Vikings and the cosmic, jungle-dwelling Maya, what shared human experiences ultimately bind them together? Whether it's the mutual respect of a warrior spirit, the awe of looking at the stars, or just the simple joy of sharing a warm meal, this historical encounter proves our connections run way deeper than our differences. Thanks so much for joining me in this explainer, and I hope this leaves you eager to uncover even more of history's hidden connections.